So it looked like JuJu Watkins' Nike deal, from what I'm hearing, it's worth way more than Caitlyn's.
Nike just delivered a calculated slap in the face to the biggest star in women's sports. While Caitlin Clark was busy shattering ratings records and selling out entire arenas, Nike was secretly finalizing a bigger, more lucrative deal for JuJu Watkins, a player who has yet to step onto a professional court. This single decision has ignited a firestorm of controversy, exposing a hidden world of political power plays, backroom deals, and corporate jealousy that has left millions of fans demanding answers. This wasn't a business mistake, it was a message, and the fallout is just beginning.
Boots on the ground, people behind the scenes is letting it be known that JuJu Watkins has landed a major damn payday from Nike.
Let's get one thing perfectly clear. Caitlin Clark is not just a basketball player, she is a force of nature. When she was in college, she turned NCAA arenas into sold-out spectacles. Her games pulled in television ratings that put professional men's sports to shame. When she was drafted into the WNBA, a league that has struggled for mainstream attention for decades, she became its savior overnight. The data is undeniable. Ticket prices for her games skyrocket.
When it comes to Rich Paul, he's a juggernaut. Now, he's going to make sure his players get special whistles. He's going to make sure they get the most money. And he's definitely going to make sure they remain popping, bro. So me personally, I believe, from what I'm hearing, that JuJu Watkins has landed upwards of $30+ million from Nike for a major shoe deal.
Arenas sell out in minutes. TV viewership triples whenever she's on the court. Her jersey became the highest selling of any athlete in any sport on draft night. She is, by every measurable metric, the queen who built the modern kingdom of women's basketball, and everyone assumed her coronation as the face of Nike was a given. But just when her reign was supposed to begin, Nike pulled the rug out from under the entire world.
I was listening to Rich Paul say it was the biggest shoe deal since Zion. That's crazy. Have you done anything? Have you splashed out with any of the money?
No. I try to be very smart, but yeah, just super grateful for the opportunity.
While the sports world was waiting for Caitlin Clark's signature shoe to drop, a bombshell report surfaced from the shadows. The news involved JuJu Watkins, a phenomenal talent coming off a record-breaking freshman year in college. The rumor, quickly amplified by insiders, was that Nike had given Watkins a monstrous endorsement deal worth upwards of $30 million. $30 million. For a player who, despite her immense potential, has zero professional experience.
Does your shoe deal prove that women's sport is every bit as popular as men's sport these days?
I don't know. I don't think that's really up to me to answer, but like I said, just super grateful for everything, and the women's game is definitely headed in the right direction.
To put that into perspective, the agent behind the deal, the powerful Rich Paul, publicly compared it to Zion Williamson's jaw-dropping $75 million deal with Jordan Brand, a deal signed before Zion ever played an NBA minute. Suddenly, the biggest name in women's sports was being financially overshadowed by a rookie-to-be, and the logic simply wasn't adding up.
JuJu Watkins just signed a multi-year contract extension with Nike that'll give her one of the richest shoe endorsement deals in women's basketball. Nike officials finished discussions today on the deal with negotiations led by Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul and Watkins' team. JuJu originally signed with Nike as a high school senior back in October 2022, and now coming off a season after becoming the all-time leading scorer among freshmen in NCAA Division I basketball history, she continues to make history by securing one of the richest endorsement deals for a female athlete.
This is where the story shifts from a simple business negotiation to a tale of baffling disrespect. Caitlin Clark's deal with Nike, signed for a reported $28 million, was celebrated as the biggest in women's basketball history at the time. But now it looks like yesterday's news, the real issue, the one that has fans raging, isn't just the $2 million difference, it's the treatment. Where are Caitlin Clark's signature shoes? Where are the massive, flashy television commercials? Where is the global marketing push that screams, "This is the face of our brand"? The answer is nowhere. Fans have been met with nothing but crickets and delays. Nike signed the hottest asset in sports, and then left her sitting on the marketing bench. It felt less like a partnership and more like they were just locking her down so no other brand could have her. The inaction was confusing, but what came next made it feel downright insulting. So why would Nike sideline its most marketable star for an unproven talent? The answer, it turns out, has less to do with basketball and everything to do with power. JuJu Watkins is represented by Clutch Sports, the empire run by Rich Paul and co-founded by LeBron James. Clutch is not just an agency, it's a machine that manufactures stardom and wields immense influence. Their relationship with Nike, fortified by LeBron's lifetime billion-dollar deal, is one of the most powerful alliances in sports. Rich Paul doesn't ask, he demands. He doesn't wait for stardom to happen. He creates it through aggressive marketing and backroom deals. The theory spreading like wildfire is that Nike's decision wasn't based on market data or fan demand. It was a political move, a favor to their most powerful business partner. In the corporate boardroom, it made perfect sense. But in the real world, it looked like a corrupt betrayal of the athlete who had actually earned the spotlight. The fans saw right through it, and the backlash was immediate and brutal. Social media exploded with outrage. The message was clear and unified. This has the fingerprints of the Clutch machine all over it. Fans weren't angry at JuJu Watkins. They were furious with Nike for playing politics with their hero. They pointed to the undeniable evidence of Clark's impact, the sold-out arenas, the record ratings, the cultural shift she had single-handedly engineered. To them, Nike's decision felt like a slap in the face. It sent a message that genuine, organic popularity doesn't matter as much as having the right agent in your corner. The company built on the mantra, "Just do it," was suddenly telling millions of paying customers that their opinions, their passion, and their support were irrelevant. It was a declaration of war on the very audience that had revitalized the WNBA. This shocking move by Nike doesn't exist in a vacuum. It feeds directly into a larger, more troubling narrative that has been simmering all season. The establishment is trying to hold Caitlin Clark back. We saw it when WNBA players, in a move widely seen as pure jealousy, voted her 9th among guards for the All-Star game, a snub so ridiculous it became a national headline. We see it in the aggressive on-court targeting she faces nightly, often without protection from officials. Nike's decision to elevate an unproven player over her feels like another piece of the same puzzle. It reinforces the perception that the old guard, whether it's jealous players or powerful corporate entities, is uncomfortable with a star they didn't create and can't control. They didn't choose her, the fans did, and now it seems they are trying to correct what they see as a mistake. But what happened next is where this all backfires. Nike's political power play has set off a chain reaction of unintended consequences, and the fallout could be catastrophic for the brand. First, it puts an unimaginable amount of pressure on JuJu Watkins. Now, she isn't just a talented rookie, she's the player who was chosen over Caitlin Clark. Every mistake she makes will be magnified. Every quiet night will be scrutinized. She will be constantly compared to the very player Nike snubbed, a standard that is both unfair and relentless. Second, and more importantly, it has made Caitlin Clark an even bigger hero. She is now the underdog, the people's champion fighting against a corrupt system. Her fans are more loyal and more vocal than ever, and you can bet every single one of Nike's competitors, Adidas, Puma, Under Armour, is watching this unfold with glee. Nike just opened the door for another brand to swoop in, sign Clark when her deal is up, and build their entire women's division around the star Nike fumbled away. The headlines would write themselves. What makes this decision even more baffling is that Nike is a brand in crisis. This isn't the untouchable corporate giant of the 1990s. Their stock has been shaky, sales have been declining, and they are losing serious ground to hungrier, faster-moving competitors like Hoka and On Running. They are desperate for a cultural moment, for a sure thing, and they had it. Caitlin Clark delivered them a massive, engaged, and ready-to-spend demographic on a silver platter. Her fans, from young girls to middle American families, are exactly the kind of loyal customers a struggling brand dreams of. Instead of capitalizing on this golden opportunity, Nike chose to alienate them. It's a level of corporate malpractice that's hard to comprehend. At a time when they needed an easy win, they chose a political fight that has only damaged their reputation and made them look completely out of touch. And while Nike fumbles, a crucial question hangs in the air. Where is the WNBA in all of this? The league is in a precarious position. Caitlin Clark is single-handedly driving its growth, bringing in unprecedented revenue and media attention. Yet its biggest corporate partner, Nike, is actively undermining its biggest star. The league's deafening silence is telling. Are they powerless to challenge a behemoth like Nike, or are they quietly complicit, part of an old guard that resents a rookie taking over the league? Either way, it's a terrible look. The WNBA should be moving mountains to protect and promote its golden goose. Instead, they appear to be standing by as corporate politics threaten to overshadow the most exciting thing that has ever happened to their sport. Their silence sends a chilling message to fans: the game on the court is secondary to the games being played in the boardroom. This isn't just a mistake, it's a shocking break from Nike's own history. Remember when a young LeBron James entered the NBA? Nike didn't wait and see. They launched the Chosen One campaign before he played a single minute, dropping his first signature shoe almost immediately. He was the undeniable face of the brand from day one. Before him, they built an entire empire around Michael Jordan, creating a brand so powerful it operates as its own entity. These male superstars were celebrated and elevated. Caitlin Clark, who has arguably had a more immediate cultural impact than any rookie since LeBron, gets slow-rolled and overshadowed. The contrast is stark and unavoidable. Nike knows exactly how to launch a global icon. Their failure to do so for Clark feels less like an oversight and more like a deliberate choice, raising uncomfortable questions about how the brand truly values its female athletes compared to their male counterparts. So what is Nike's long-term play? This is more than just a single bad deal. It's a billion-dollar gamble on the future of sports marketing. By backing the clutch-endorsed JuJu Watkins, Nike is betting they can manufacture the next icon from the ground up. They are trying to reassert their dominance, sending a message to the sports world that they are the kingmakers, not the fans. They believe that with their marketing muscle and Clutch's influence, they can shape public opinion and dictate who becomes a star. It's an incredibly arrogant strategy that completely misreads the current landscape. Today's fans crave authenticity. They rally behind earned success, not corporate appointments. Nike is gambling that their brand is more powerful than the biggest organic fan movement in modern sports. It's a bet against Caitlin Clark, a bet against her millions of fans, and a bet that could go down as one of the most infamous corporate blunders in history. And so we're left with the ultimate irony. In an attempt to anoint a new queen using the power of corporate politics, Nike has only strengthened the reign of the old one. They tried to manufacture a star, forgetting that true stardom isn't born in a boardroom, it's earned on the court and cemented in the hearts of millions. By trying to push Caitlin Clark down, the establishment has only made her more popular, more sympathetic, and more powerful than she has ever been before. They thought they were controlling the narrative, but all they did was hand their biggest star an even better story, the story of a champion who couldn't be broken. And that's a story that sells a DMN lot more than shoes.